Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to talk about a new Dropshot bait I got my hands on. I got them before the release, wasn't able to talk about them. Now they're actually on the market. You guys can get some of these as well, and you're going to want to get these before they're gone because this is such a great Dropshot bait. I've been catching a ton of fish on it, so stay tuned. We're going to get right into the video and talk about how I like to fish this thing, where I like to fish it, and what makes this such a great Dropshot bait. So what is this new Dropshot bait and what makes it so special? This is going to be the 6th Sense Glitch 3.8. This is a very awesome Dropshot bait for a few reasons. It is neutrally buoyant, so it will stand straight out on your hook and kind of just float there whenever you're holding it still. You do not have to impart a lot of action with this bait. A lot of people think that you got to go out there and drop shot. You throw that thing out there and you're shaking your slack and you're shaking the bait. A lot of times when you do that, you're putting too much action into the bait and it's darting around all crazy. It doesn't look natural. This bait is designed, you're going to put it on your drop shot and you're going to hold your rod pretty still and just kind of drag it like a Texas rig, and the rest of the work comes from the bait. The way it's designed, it will move naturally and kind of just flow through the water, and it will remain horizontal on your line there. The other thing with this bait, it has a very fat head to it where your hook's actually going to go in. It'll stay on pretty well, but it has a very thin portion leading up to a bulbous tail. That bulbous tail is just going to kick and look natural down there in the water while you're holding it still, while it's horizontally out on your hook like that. That's the reason that it's designed the way that it is. Most Dropshot baits are that way, and this one is no exception. It performs awesome in the water. It has an awesome action. Like I said, we've been catching a ton of fish with it. It also comes in a variety of colors. A couple of my favorites, I have 4K shad right here. This is a great one when you have a lot of bait fish around. This looks very shad-like. It can look like emerald shiners up here on Erie is a great one. There's a couple other colors like watermelon shad that will look more like emerald shiners if you like to fish on Erie. Another one of my favorite colors up here on Erie, this is going to be the one we're using today, goby. There's a ton of gobies up here. This one has a nice brown back with some speckle in it, some black, purple. If you've ever caught a goby while you're out here fishing, they have a dark back and they have a light belly and they have a lot of modeling to them. They don't have like a very uniform color. They're very speckled. This imitates that excellent. And then if you have any types of bluegills, stuff like that, perch, anything like that around, this one we might toss around a little bit today as well. Any type of green pumpkin color. They have a couple of them. And then the last wild card color that they have is pink. Not a lot of people throw pink, but it's an excellent drop shot color. I've been throwing a pink bait for a while. Certain bodies of water, they seem to really like it. Other bodies of water, maybe not so much. So try those out, see if they work. If you want to check out any of these baits, you can use my code down in the description below. It'll save you 10% off your entire order, and you'll be helping out the channel a ton. So let's jump into what my rod and reel selection is, and then we're going to go out on the water and actually kind of fish this thing around and hopefully catch a couple. All right, so we have this thing rigged up, pretty basic drop shot rig here. The first thing we have is a Kistler KLX 7-foot medium action spinning rod. This is the drop shot and finesse worm rod. Pretty awesome rod. It has a fast tip, but it still has some flex to it, so when you set the hook on these smallmouth, they like to make hard runs, they like to jump, do all kinds of crazy stuff, so you can get a good hook set on them, and then you can fight them around and take your time without worrying about those fish coming off. And then I have a Kistler Series 1 spinning reel on here. This is the 2000 size. I like a smaller reel, 2000, 3000 size. That's what I really like. I don't run a whole lot of line. I'm not making very far casts or anything like that. I put 100 yards of braid on here and some leader, and I'm good to go. So leading into what I have for braid here, I run Suffix 832. This is 15-pound test, and I run the lime green color. A lot of times your bait will be down there and you can see how it's acting with that lime green braid. Right now we're going to be doing some sight fishing, but a lot of times these fish post spawn, they're going to be working offshore. When they're sitting offshore like that, you can drop this down, watch that lime green braid, and either see if a fish picks it up because your line will jump, or you'll know if your bait's on the bottom, and you want to keep this on bottom at all times. So when you lay your line down, if it lays slack, you can watch that lime green braid and make sure that it's on the bottom, and then make your bait act natural and just slowly drag it. Then I'll just tie on a fluorocarbon leader of about 10 to 12 foot. We have 8-pound test on here today. So like I said, we're bed fishing, so a lot of these fish will eat a little bit heavier pound test because they're just defending a nest. In clear water, I might go down to 6-pound test on this Dropshot rig. I just want to have a big leader on there so that these fish aren't seeing this braid. A lot of people get worried whenever I mention this braid that they're going to see this lime green braid. They do not see it if you tie a big leader on there. They don't track that the braid is actually connected to your bait. They don't think that far into it. So I just run a leader, helps out greatly. And then at the very end here, we have a Palomar knotted. This is a size 2 Gamakatsu split shot drop shot hook. Run the line back down through the top to keep that hook out horizontal, and like I said, that bait has horizontal appearance because of the buoyancy. Then I'm running down about 12 inches. I have a 3/16 ounce drop shot weight here. You could probably go a little bit lighter with some bed fish, but we're going to try and run the 3/16 ounce, keep it on the bed, keep that bait horizontal right in that fish's face till they can't stand it anymore, and then they'll go ahead and bite it. So let's get out on the water, we'll fish this thing around and see if we can catch a couple fish on it. So when you're fishing this drop shot, like you said, we have it rigged up, little drop shot hook and the weight. We have a short leader, we're bed fishing today, so we got one right here. We're taking a look at her. Hopefully we can get her to bite, but if not, we may have to throw a different bait. Sometimes they're very particular on what kind of bait they like. But all you want to do with this drop shot, a lot of people, they like to shake their bait a whole lot like this, and they're going to shake their slack and they're going to work the bait aggressively. You will have much better luck if you throw your drop shot out there and you just slowly drag it on the bottom, just real slow. Keep it in the fish's face. That bait's going to do its thing. It's going to go up and down, move left and right. It's not going to have a real erratic action. It's just going to look like a bait fish gliding through the water. So we're just going to fish nice and slow here and hopefully get this fish to fire on this drop shot bait here.
That was her.
Yep.
She ate the bait. All right, get another one out. You got her. Oh,
she ate it off again.
Oh my gosh.
She's eating 3 of them now.
Hook them in the middle. Instead of nose hooking them,
thread it on.
Don't even thread it on, I'll show you. This is a tip Aaron Martins used to do. R.I.P. Man's a legend. Alright, hold the camera for a second. Take it. Instead of nose hooking it. Take it off kilter a little bit. It's got sweet action in the water.
There ain't no way, but I'll try it. Got her that time. And there we go. Only took a few tries, but we got it. Thanks to John Dietz with the Aaron Martins trick there. Hooked the bait right in the middle. Good one right there. We're gonna go ahead and let her go. Get back to fishing. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video talking about this drop shot bait. It's an excellent bait and I suggest you give it a shot. It will catch you a bunch of fish as you saw in today's video. And if you enjoyed today's video, check this one out right here where I talked about some of my favorite Ned rig baits as well. Those are awesome baits right now up on Lake Erie right now if you're fishing up here trying to catch some smallmouth. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.